The front desk clerk's apologetic smile felt like a slap. "I'm so sorry. Ms. Reynolds. Due to the convention overbooking, we don't have another room available tonight." Sage stared at the polished marble counter, her pulse hammering in her ears. After 14 hours of delayed flights and a presentation that had tanked spectacularly, all she wanted was a hot shower, a bed, and silence. Instead, she had nothing. The lobby lights buzzed overhead like distant thunder. She exhaled sharply, fingers tightening around her suitcase handle. "So, what now?" "I sleep in the hallway." The clerk glanced around, lowering her voice. "There's a guest who overheard. She offered to share her suite. It's a king bed. But it's the last option." Sage almost laughed at the absurdity. Share a bed? With a stranger? She was 32. Not some college kid pulling an all-nighter. But exhaustion one. She nodded once. The elevator ride was silent except for the soft ding of floors passing. When the doors opened on the 15th, a woman waited in the hallway, tall. Blonde hair cropped short and messy in that effortless way. Wearing faded jeans and a black tank top that showed the lean lines of her arms. She held the door open with one foot, a half-smile playing on her lips. "Juniper," she said, extending a hand. Her voice carried the easy drawl of someone raised on the West Coast. "Figured you looked like you needed a win tonight." Sage took the hand. Warm. Steady. Sage. "And yeah. Thanks. Really." The suite smelled faintly of citrus body wash and fresh linen. One massive bed dominated the room. Crisp white sheets turned down like an invitation. Sage dropped her bag and stood frozen, suddenly aware of how small the space felt. Juniper moved to the minibar, pulling out 2 small bottles of whiskey. "Peace offering? Or are you a water only after 10 p.m. type?" Sage let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. Whiskey. Definitely whiskey. They sat on opposite ends of the bed at first, backs against the headboard, legs stretched out like teenagers at a sleepover. The city lights glittered beyond the window, Chicago. Alive and indifferent. "So," Juniper said after a sip, "what brings a woman in a power suit to a sold-out hotel looking ready to cry in the lobby?" Sage stared into her glass. The burn of the liquor loosened something inside her chest. "Work conference. Big pitch. I bombed it. And my ex. She was there. With her new girlfriend. Smiling like she'd won something." The words hung heavy. Juniper didn't flinch. She just nodded slowly. "That sucks. Sounds like the universe decided to pile on." Sage laughed. Bitter and short. "Yeah. Universe has a sick sense of humor." Silence settled. Comfortable in its awkwardness. Juniper set her glass down. "I get it. More than you think. I came here to photograph the convention, freelance gig. But mostly, I needed to get out of LA. My last relationship ended with her saying she couldn't do us anymore. Turns out us was just me holding on." Sage turned. Juniper's profile was sharp in the low light. Eyes fixed on the city skyline. Something raw flickered there, hurt that hadn't quite scarred over. "I'm sorry," Sage murmured. Juniper shrugged. But her voice softened. "Don't be. Sometimes the worst nights force you to see what you've been avoiding." Sage felt the mattress shift as Juniper turned toward her. Their knees brushed. Neither moved away. "You don't have to sleep on the floor," Juniper said quietly. "I don't bite. Promise." Sage met her gaze. Juniper's eyes were hazel, flecked with gold in the lamplight. There was no pressure there, just an open question. "I don't know what I'm doing," Sage admitted. Voice barely above a whisper. "I haven't let anyone close since her." Juniper reached out slowly, fingertips grazing Sage's wrist. The touch sent a shiver up Sage's arm. "Then don't think. Just stay here. With me. One night. No promises." Sage's breath caught. The room felt smaller. Warmer. She could smell Juniper's faint scent, something clean like sea salt and cedar. Her heart thudded painfully. "Okay," she said. They slid under the covers without another word. At first, they lay stiffly, inches apart, listening to each other's breathing. The city hummed below them. Then Juniper rolled onto her side, facing Sage. "You okay?" she whispered. Sage turned too. In the dark, their faces were close enough to feel each other's warmth. "Yeah. Just scared." "Of what?" "Of this feeling like it matters." Juniper's hand found Sage's under the sheet. Fingers laced together. No rush. No demand. Just connection. I know, Juniper breathed. Me too. Sage closed the distance first. Their lips met, soft. Tentative. Tasting of whiskey and hesitation. Then deeper. Juniper's hand cupped Sage's cheek. Thumb brushing away a tear Sage hadn't known was there. They kissed like people who had forgotten how good it could feel to be wanted. Clothes came off slowly. Reverently. Hands explored with care. Learning curves and scars and the way breath hitched at certain touches. It wasn't frantic. It was deliberate. Healing. Afterward. They lay tangled. Skin cooling. Heart slowing. Juniper traced lazy circles on Sage's back. I don't usually do this, Sage murmured against Juniper's shoulder. Neither do I, Juniper replied. But I'm glad the hotel screwed up tonight. Sage laughed softly. The sound muffled against warm skin. Me too. Morning light filtered through the curtains, painting gold streaks across the bed. Sage woke first. Juniper's arm draped over her waist. Steady and sure. She watched the other woman's face, peaceful in sleep. Lips slightly parted. For the first time in months. The ache in Sage's chest felt different. Not empty. Full of possibility. Juniper stirred. Eyes fluttering open. She smiled sleepily. Morning. Morning, Sage echoed. They didn't rush to leave. Coffee from room service. Quiet conversation. Numbers exchanged with promises of texts. Calls. Maybe a visit. As Sage packed. Juniper leaned against the doorframe. Arms crossed. This doesn't have to be just one night. Sage paused. Suitcase half-zipped. She walked over. Rose on her toes. And kissed Juniper slow and deep. It won't be, she said. Outside. The city waited, loud. Chaotic. Full of mistakes and second chances. But for once. Sage didn't feel afraid. One booking error. One shared room. And everything changed.